All right, so we can also think of these perfect squares in reverse. So if I were to start with any one of these numbers, like 25, I could ask myself, what is the root or the square root of that number? And I can think of it as, going over here, my 25, what's going to be the root dimension of that square? So if there are 25 squares, and what is going to be the dimensions? 5 by 5. So the square root of 25 is 5. So when you're looking for the square root of a number, you're just asking yourself, what number multiplied by itself gives me this product? Now, you don't need to worry about knowing the square roots of non-perfect squares, but this is going to be an idea that you should at least be familiar with the pattern of the perfect squares. So square roots. The square root symbol looks like this. So I could ask myself, what is the square root of 1? So what number, when you multiply by itself, will give me this product? So the square root of 1 is 1. All it's doing is asking me, what are the dimensions of that square? What is then the square root of 4? So when I have that square of 4, what are the dimensions? What am I going to look for? What is the root when I do 2 by 2? There we go. All right, what is then the square root of 9? So I'm going to look at 9. If I have 9 squares, what is the dimensions going to be? What is going to be the factors when I multiply them together? What by what is going to be 9? When it's the same number, it's going to be 3. And you can see that it's just taking these perfect square numbers and coming back to their base root. Okay, so if we just continue the pattern, what then is the square root of 16? That's going to be 4. What's the square root of 25? That's going to be 5. And you can see that there is definitely a pattern emerging here. What is the square root of 36? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, it's just being familiar with this numeric pattern. That when you see, for example, the number 49, you know it's a perfect square, and you know that its root is 7, or its square root rather. 81, that's going to be 9. Looks like I got a little carried away there. Okay, the square root of 100, I think we all kind of know that one. That's going to be 10. The square root of 121 is 11. The square root of 144 is going to be 12. The square root of 169 is going to be 13. And the square root of 196 is 14. And then the square root of 225 is 15. All right, there we go. That is how you look at the pattern in the relationship between perfect square numbers and their square root.